A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of tensions in the South China Sea, the Philippine military has officially blamed China for a collision involving two of its naval vessels on Monday. The incident occurred near the Scarborough Shoal, a region long contested by both nations and a flashpoint for territorial disputes in Asia. Philippine authorities reported that the collision resulted in considerable damage to the Chinese vessels and raised concerns about possible injuries among the crew. This confrontation is the latest in a series of aggressive encounters in the region, highlighting the ongoing struggle for control over these disputed waters. The Philippine Coast Guard reported that video footage captured the moment when a Chinese Navy ship collided with a Chinese Coast Guard vessel, while both were attempting to drive away a Philippine patrol ship, the BRP Sulwan, and local fishermen from the Scarborough Shoal. The footage shows the Chinese Navy ship, identified by its bow number 164, ramming into the Coast Guard ship, which was using a water cannon against the Philippine vessel. The aftermath revealed heavy damage to both Chinese ships, with deep dents and shattered bows apparent in the footage. General Romeo Bronner Jr., the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, stated that the incident clearly demonstrated China's aggressive maneuvers. He emphasized that the Philippine Coast Guard was merely fulfilling its duty to protect Filipino fishermen in their traditional fishing grounds. "We were there to protect Filipino fishermen in the Scarborough Shoal. That was our only objective," Bronner explained, asserting that the Chinese Navy's actions were reckless and unjustified. In response to the incident, the United States, a long-standing ally of the Philippines, condemned China's actions, labeling them as reckless and dangerous. The U.S. has consistently supported the Philippines in its territorial claims and has called for stability in the region. The U.S. State Department issued a statement expressing concern over China's aggressive tactics, urging all parties to adhere to international maritime laws. Meanwhile, the Chinese Coast Guard has countered the allegations, asserting that the Philippine vessels had intruded into what they claim is China's inherent territory. They stated that necessary measures were taken to expel the Philippine vessels, without acknowledging the collision or any injuries that may have occurred. Chinese officials have maintained a firm stance on safeguarding their territorial sovereignty, with spokesperson Gan Yu stating that their forces would continue to monitor and control any foreign vessels in the area. As the situation unfolds, General Bronner indicated that the Philippine military would need to reassess its strategy in light of China's increasing military presence in the region. He mentioned that consultations would occur with the Coast Guard and guidance would be sought from President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to determine the appropriate course of action. Bronner noted, "Now they are deploying their PLA Navy, and this is one symbol of China's aggressiveness. We'll discuss possible steps and our future tactics to counter China's actions to stop us from getting access to Scarborough." This incident marks a troubling development in the ongoing territorial disputes in the South China Sea, where multiple nations have competing claims over various islands and maritime zones. The Scarborough Shoal has been a particularly contentious area, with both China and the Philippines asserting their rights to the waters and resources surrounding it. The Philippines has historically relied on international law and alliances to bolster its claims, while China has adopted a more assertive military posture in recent years. As tensions continue to rise, the international community watches closely, concerned about the potential for further confrontations in the region. The Philippines' response to this latest incident will be crucial in determining the future dynamics of the South China Sea and its impact on regional stability. With both nations seemingly unwilling to back down, the situation remains precarious, and the possibility of further clashes cannot be ruled out. The Philippines will have to navigate this complex geopolitical landscape carefully as it seeks to protect its interests while managing relations with its powerful neighbor, China. The unfolding events in the South China Sea serve as a stark reminder of the delicate balance of power in the region and the challenges faced by smaller nations in asserting their sovereignty against larger military forces. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.